How's it going, GPM 479? Here we've got a track. This is my second take right now. I don't know why, but it didn't record the audio properly, so I'm just going to clean up a bit after myself. Essentially, what you've told me is that you need to soften a bit of guitar that you've recorded. The best way to do that is either through re-recording the guitar, or, like you said, changing an effect to soften it, or even just adjusting the volume for that section of the track. So really quickly, I'll go through each of those three things. The easiest one is just recording the track, unless it's a long clip. I don't need to show you how to play guitar, obviously, but if you just want to adjust the volume in the track, that's the second easiest way to do it. All you have to do is look at your track down in your viewer down here. So all I've done is selected this necessary track, and then down in the bottom right corner it lets me flip through either the effects, the audio effects, or the actual track itself. So in this track I can select a section that I think I want to play with. So for instance, let's say instead of that one I'm going to look at this one right here. Now I can pick that, and you can see it automatically kind of clips to the edge of it. And if you notice up here really faintly, it's selected the same thing. So I can zoom in and you'll notice that that's the exact same clip on both sides. So now what I can do, now what I can do is go into the actual track over here. Then where it says mixer, I want to make sure mixer is selected. That's going to let you pick between the effects and different things like that later on. So remember that. And for now I'm going to pick track volume. And I can then select just that area, and I can drop the volume in just that area. Now if you drop it like that, it's going to be really apparent when you listen to it. There's going to be a sudden drop and it'll just sound fake and edited. So what you want to do is play with these a bit. Double click on the line to add more dots, and what those dots let you do is add maneuver points. So you can move the dots out of the way, make it more gradual. Even so, that's a pretty big drop. That's -8 and that's 0, so it's a pretty big drop in volume. And it'll be obvious if you play the track. But because you put in these fade parameters, it'll sound a bit nicer. So I'm going to get rid of that. If you want to get rid of everything that you've done, you feel like it's pointless, you can select it, right click, and then go down to delete envelope. And that's what it's referring to as the envelope. You can even set lock envelopes. I've just noticed that now. I'm assuming that would set them so they can't be changed. That would be scary because I always screw up on those. Anyways, the last way to do it, like you had said, was to use an effect. And an effect is nice because you can adjust certain parts that'll really affect the sound. So over here in my live devices panel, I've gone into audio effects, audio effect rack, and then into tone and color, where my favorite effect, wah, is located. So now I'm going to go into my first track here, which is my audio 1, drop the wah on top of that. Oops, sometimes that happens. Drop the wah on top of that. Alright, so it's in. So right now, the wah is applying to everything in this track, from the beginning of the song to the end. I can adjust these things, but it's going to be like that for the entire song. I can adjust the rate. I'm going to leave it at a quarter. Anyways, what you can do is you can select where you want it to come in and out, just like you do with the track volume. So you go into here, make sure wah is selected, then not rate, but device on. So right now I have the device on through the entire song. Let's say I only want it on for a certain section. So I'm going to turn it off, select the section I want it on, and just flip it up. You have to draw a parameter or two. There we go. So now it's on for just that section. So as soon as that section's over, it'll go back to the regular audio. What you can also do, which is kind of fun, you can go into the other variables, which are the same as the ones over here. So you can edit them through either side. The only difference is that you can edit the actual lines with this, and you can edit the dials with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the the Q value. And the Q value is kind of like the intensity of the wah sound. So what I'm doing is I'm going to set up some parameters here to make a fade, and I'll show you what it sounds like. So right now the wah isn't very intense, but it gradually gets more and more as it goes on. And you can use that if you feel like your effect or whatever you're using is too intense. Just using a gradual decrease. You can even just bring it over here and make it less, more. It's up to you. But that's how I would solve the problem, either through re-recording the guitar, which might be easier if it's just a short clip, or adjusting the volume or adjusting the effect through one of those ways. Alright, if you need any more help, let me know and I'll make another video.